Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Coach Jay, and in today's video we're going to be talking about supersets versus traditional sets. Which one is better and which one should you be doing in your training? If you haven't subscribed yet, please take a moment to hit that subscribe button. And if you do at the end of this video enjoy it, please hit the like button. Really appreciate it. It would help the channel grow quite a lot. So in today's video, we're going to try to discuss whether supersets are more favorable or better for muscle hypertrophy than traditional straight sets. So first of all, let me start by explaining what a superset is. A typical superset is an agonist to antagonist movement. So typically in a gym, you would find a bench press coupled with a bent over row, or a strict press coupled with a pull-up. But supersets can also be used in the same way as doing a squat and then the next movement a bench press, and you will alternate between these movements. To give you an example, you will do one round of bench press, one round of bend over rows, second round of bench press, second round of bend over rows, alternating between the two movements. Traditional straight sets, however, is starting with a movement, take example the bench press again, and then doing the bench press for the amount of sets that you need to do and resting your dedicated or selected time in between. So in this video, what we did was we went to go look at one particular study that measured agonist to antagonist movement with the quadricep and the hamstring. And what they did was they did leg extensions and the leg curl machine. They gave one a traditional 2-minute rest in between. They did straight sets of leg curls, 2-minute rest, leg curls, 3 sets. Then once they finished with that, they moved on to the second exercise, which was the quadricep, which was the leg extensions, and they did 2 minutes rest in between as well. This was compared to a alternating set, which means the antagonist to agonist superset. And in this, they did a exercise at the leg extension. After 45 seconds, they did the leg curl. But they made sure that between each exercise, there was 2 minutes rest. They did equated volume throughout both groups. They also did the same amount of repetitions and the same amount of sets, and volume was equated throughout the two groups. What they found was there was actually no significant difference in muscle hypertrophy between the two groups. The biggest thing, however, is that it took the group that did the agonist supersetting half the time that it actually did the other group to do the traditional straight sets. So what does this tell us? That if you are in the sport where you want to get muscle hypertrophy, it is no difference at this moment between supersetting or doing traditional straight sets. There is, however, a time difference between the two. So if you are rushed in time, you have a high-paced life, you don't have a lot of time to be in the gym, I definitely opt for the supersetting to be a little bit more effective in the gym for time. There is, however, a few questions or a few concerns that I do have with the study. First of all participants were untrained. So in this sense, kind of, we talk about the newbie gains, where if you throw anything at a beginner, anything will kind of work. They are not muscularly strong as trained people yet, and they are foreign to exercise. I would, however, like to see this study being repeated with more trained individuals, where more trained individuals do the same performance study. The more trained you are, the higher you need to push it, maybe the more rest you need to take. As we know that kind of the optimal range for muscle hypertrophy of rest is anywhere plus 2 minutes, plus 3 minutes for optimal muscle hypertrophy. The second thing that we have is we know that the rate of fatigue becomes much more the stronger you are. So if you are creating systemic fatigue, the chances of you recovering that and then pushing that for the second set and the third set might not be optimal. So you might end up doing more sets in a superset agonist and agonist fashion than you would in traditional straight sets if you just rest longer. That being said, volume equated across the two groups, obviously. So big takeaways here is, if you are rushed for time and you don't have a lot of time in the gym, by all means opt out for a superset type of fashion work, also depending on the exercise selection, also depending on the strength of the athlete. Another caveat that I have with this study is, if you are a beginner and you are doing a superset fashion, most of the time you are going to be also limited by your cardiovascular recovery, which means a lot of new beginners end up getting nauseous because they push too hard in the beginning. This is directly going to influence your results and directly going to influence your performance of how much you can do in the gym, as we know that volume is a big driver for muscle hypertrophy. Okay, so there we have it. Kind of two worlds. It kind of depends on your lifestyle, but when volume is equated to cross, we do see that there's no real difference between hypertrophy in untrained athletes. So make your choice, choose wisely. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell to stay in tune for future videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye.